Hey, hey, hey. How is everyone?
Doing well.
You good?
Besides chilly and snowy and all that fun stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. Everybody finally get snowed out, shoveled out.
Yeah. Not too bad.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
You were working at your place the other day. You said, right? Yesterday, Carl.
Yeah, they've been scooting around in their little Bobcat, and I guess as people dig out their cars and go off to work, they've been cleaning out the parking spots and doing a yeoman job. So yeah,
Oh.
yeah. So yeah, good. Sunday wasn't fun, but I don't think Sunday was fun for anybody.
Right.
So it was just Mother Nature just saying, yeah, you just sit there, sit tight.
Right.
You're in timeout today.
Exactly. Watch some football.
Yeah, exactly. But
it wouldn't have been so bad if that rain didn't come at the end. That, at least in our area, I don't know how it was for you guys. It was like
same here. It just put that crust on top.
Yes.
It just that final layer. Not that I went out and did very much, but before we get started this week, I know we had a fun show last week with Mr. Paul Hagen at Buffalo Wild Wings. Not that I thought anything else, but I was just very impressed with his. I don't know if anybody picked up on his notes, his notepad, and he was thoroughly prepared and he was ready to talk baseball, and it was fun. It was fun to hear all from a different voice, I guess.
Yes.
Because you don't he don't do very many podcasts, and
right.
you don't see him very much out in the public eye. I know it was a good time with him, and I appreciate him coming out. And I know he's not on the show, but at least we put it on record to thank him as a group, and hope to have him back. So
I don't know if you heard the story afterwards. That's an actual reporter's notepad that he had.
Yeah. I picked up on that.
Yeah,
I picked up on that. Fits in the back pocket just perfect.
Yeah, because he was talking. We were talking about Ray Dininger as well, and he said he was just at the hockey show that Ray did with the for the play that one.
Okay.
And Paul had said something to Ray. He goes, "Here, I brought in a notepad if you want to actually use the real prop." Because the guy had a bigger notepad, I guess, or whatever type of thing.
Oh, okay.
So that was funny. How they
I have a few of those lingering around from my Penn State days.
There you go.
Hey, speaking of that, I was going to dig into that a little bit with you. Do you have you been following anything about because the game's this weekend up at Happy Valley?
Yeah,
and,
the hockey game you're referring to at Beaver Stadium. Yeah.
Do you think about your days back then when you were new to the journalistic world?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, back when I was there, they didn't have a D1 team, so
right.
I covered the hockey team at that time, but it wasn't the current hockey team that's there now. It was more of a club sport.
Right.
So I'm sure those guys, they were the best. Would love to have what these guys have today, but that just didn't work out for them. But no, this is cool. And I was talking to Anthony about it not too long ago, and he said he would be surprised if this wasn't sort of a trial run for hosting the Penguins and Flyers there. So if they can make it work for a couple of student games, I guess the women's have a game and then the men's will have a game. I don't know who's happening when. I think the men's is Saturday. And then I just saw on Instagram earlier today that the new football coach, Matt Campbell, do I have that name right, Johnny?
Yep.
He's, I guess, going to do the ceremonial dropping of the puck.
Oh,
there for the men's game. So I thought that was cool to tie him in. So
Yeah.
I mean, that looks really cool. I think I was talking to my friend Sarah, who lives not too far from there, and I guess they're doing a skating event afterwards. So after they're done using the rink for the games, they're going to open it up to like ice skating for
nice
community. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
actually, I think they're doing it actually right now, maybe for the students then, maybe because they.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I just saw some kind of clip on
Okay.
Facebook about it that they had
Yeah.
people on the ice already skating, so that was kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's cool. And I'm sure those guys are super excited for that opportunity. That's definitely not something that comes around very often. From my understanding, that's not anything that Beaver Stadium has ever done before. But that stadium's undergoing a lot of renovations right now. So it'll be exciting to see what other stuff they can bring there.
Yeah. I'm sure that game's going to be televised Saturday night, so I'll have to check that out. You know, that'll be a pretty cool whiteout.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many people they're expecting. You know what I mean? The students, I guess, will show up. The students will, like that, and that's cool for them. But I mean, the place holds 100,000 people. I don't know that you're getting 100,000 people out to a.
Well,
hockey game.
I brought it up because a couple of reasons. You being at the top of the list, but they had the whole parking permitted area, for tailgating and stuff, and just as it is for football. So
Right.
I just thought, man, I got to think this thing might be heavily attended.
I wonder what the temperature is supposed to be that day. That's going to be a chilly one.
Yeah.
I guess if you drink enough, you won't feel it.
Yeah, I'll have to try to get some inside scoop when Tyler and a couple of his buddies are going up.
Sweet.
So as long as the snow, there's not much snow going on, I think they're right. As long as the snow holds off, that they're going to.
All the good stuff is happening Saturday.
Yeah.
What else do we have?
Well, the Mummers finally rescheduled the string band performance.
There you go. That's in the middle of the afternoon. Yep.
And then even though the Sixers have been wearing their throwback black uniforms, the actual celebration game is Saturday
All the
night.
guys are coming back, right?
From my understanding, I haven't really seen exactly what they have planned, but that's the game that they'll actually honor the team at.
Okay.
So
very cool.
Yep.
Very cool. Very cool. I'm getting some background noise. Is the Mummers televised on Saturday? Does anyone know?
I'm not sure, but they've been posting an awful lot about it. So I would
think it is.
Yeah.
I would think it is.
Yeah,
I
just don't know.
On one of the channels.
Yeah, I just don't know how that works because none of them have bought into the rights to have it.
Yeah.
So I don't know that.
Maybe like a Philly 57 or something like that.
That's another big tailgate party because Tommy Kelly was telling us he's working the outdoor K lot for tailgating.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah.
Interesting.
I'm not sure. I really don't know about TV. I'm not seeing anything right out of the gate, so my concern is that maybe not.
Okay.
Be interesting.
All right. Well, we'll do some investigative reporting and see what we can find out.
Yeah.
There you go.
But Johnny, you got. I know it's been a couple of weeks. How's the fantasy world shaping up?
It's going well. We're getting down to the last week of fantasy football, which is kind of strange. So with the snow, I don't have the basketball and the hockey done because this body's been a little bit beat up. but I was able to get the football together, and we're coming down to the stretch here, and we got ourselves a good matchup going here. Oh no! Wait a minute. I'm not on the top of the list. I got the wrong list.
You got the wrong list?
Yeah. What the heck happened?
Uh-oh. You got frozen fingers?
No, I don't know what happened because I'm not at the top. Henry's at the top, and Yeah.
Wow. Stealing Henry of his spotlight.
Oh, you know what? No, you know what this is? This is the wrong year. that was last year's one, but that's because I was on top. Maybe that's why I put on there. But no, Henry's up, or Henry's Adele's at the top, and then the Bachmans are right behind them at 2 and 3, and Carolyn I think is like 6th. So the Bachmans are sneaking in there. So yeah, it's going to come down to this last week here, and
I was going to say there's only one game left, right?
One game left. One game left, and you know, a lot of people got it hurt, obviously, because being here in Philadelphia, a lot of people picked the Eagles players, and unfortunately, they weren't able to get past the 49ers. So yeah, it was interesting to see how everybody picked their things. Jim Wright was another one. He watches a lot here as well. He's another one that was up at the top in the top 5 as well, I believe. So
we haven't seen Jimmy Wright for a while. I hope he's doing okay.
Yeah, he's been messaging me every once in a while. Where do I get the updates? Where do I get the updates at? And I showed him with the spreadsheet, and he was all happy. So
yeah, he moved down to the Delaware beaches. I'm not sure exactly what town, but he used to come out to all the live shows. So
yes,
yeah, miss seeing him.
Oh yeah,
but yeah, good. Okay, so we'll have another show between now and then.
Right.
So maybe you can
get the right score.
What do you got? I have a it will be on MeTV.
MeTV.
Yep.
What channel is that?
I don't know.
They're affiliated with the 69 channel.
Yep.
If I'm
Coverage
not
on
mistaken.
MeTV and WFMZ, which is channel 69, which is funny because that's a station sort of based in Reading.
Yeah.
It does surprise me, not to get off topic, it does surprise me that one of the Philadelphia TV stations hasn't picked up rights to this parade, similar to how 6ABC has done the Thanksgiving one.
Right. Yeah.
I guess the only reason why is because with all the college sports that are going on with basketballs and different things, that I guess that's probably why.
I buy that.
Since they had to postpone, and because who covers it on New Year's Day?
No one covers it. I mean, it's done by MeTV and Channel 69 if you get that, but none of the local stations are there.
Yeah. Oh. I know Bob Kelly from Fox 29 did a lot of the on-street interviews and announcements and whatnot.
But I'm pretty certain that's Bob Kelly as an individual, not Bob Kelly associated with Fox 29.
No, it is the Bob Kelly from Fox 29.
No, I know that, but I'm saying he's doing that as an independent guy.
Gotcha.
He's not doing it as an extension of Fox 29.
Yeah, okay. I misunderstood you. My bad.
Yeah. Like when Tom McCarthy does a football game, it has nothing to do with the Phillies. Similar.
Gotcha. Yep.
I didn't realize that New Year's Day that nobody covered it.
No. Mm-mm.
Well, then
they'll talk about it. They'll report about it, but no one's there like emceeing it. No one's really.
Channel 6. Not to interrupt you guys, but Channel 6 does the fancies at night when they go indoors at the convention center.
Which Channel I don't 6. Really quite understand. I mean, what you're watching over the scope of the whole day. I feel like most people probably hone in on the string bands. That's probably where you make your money. But I don't know.
Not that this is on topic with Philly sports, but kind of is.
Yeah,
do you think this might be a new precedent for for the way that the parade is now set up?
Yes, I don't know. It depends on how ticket sales have been. If ticket sales have been good, then they're going to see an avenue for money that they didn't have before. The problem is, what do you do with the cast of characters beforehand? What do you do with all those people out there jumping around with no organization? You can't parade all that through the link. There's just no way. I mean, you physically can. I just can't see all of that happening at the link. It makes sense that it's the string bands because they're a little bit more organized. There's, but I don't know. I mean, there's huge opportunity here for them to make a lot more money. Anthony and I have told you this, Dad, every year on New Year's Day. They do a terrible job merchandising. They do a terrible job with just promotion. I mean, just in general, they could be making a lot more money than they do, and they just haven't capitalized on it. So maybe this will be a way to figure that out.
Yeah. I guess maybe too much organized chaos is a way to sum it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
but,
for sure.
I mean, you stop and think about the, and I guess you were referring to, to all the partying that goes on down there on the street and what you can get away with, when there's an event versus not having an event.
Sure.
And it's kind of like in a central location from Broad Street up to, just past, where the Jet Row lot is and whatnot. And I think the Philly police do a good job of letting people, have fun and keep it relatively safe,
right.
But
We'll see.
It's good to see, that the Eagles and they opened up the link to allow this.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's a Philly tradition, right? I mean, if you're not from Philly, you don't understand it at all.
Right? Yeah,
for sure.
And, it's definitely a Philly thing, and a lot of those mummers are. They're Eagles season ticket holders, they're Philly season ticket holders, they're sports nuts. So, it'll be fun to see. It'll be, and maybe this turns a whole new chapter in mummery. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
The only thing that maybe they miss out on is you were just saying when we were talking beforehand, that Jason Kelce is going to be down in Florida doing the hockey game. That
right,
he may not be there, which he would be perfect.
Yeah, he's gonna miss out on that unless he's gonna jump on a plane real quick or something.
Right.
I don't know. I
wouldn't put it past him, but
no.
Him and ESPN could figure something out.
Absolutely. But yeah, so we'll see. We'll keep an eye on it. We can certainly circle back next week and talk about it. And because it's something that we enjoy to watch on New Year's Day. And I know we were all disappointed, when it didn't happen. But all right, let's move on. We started the show off with some Paul Hagen talk and baseball talk and a lot of Phillies talk, and it was really interesting to hear Paul's spin on the Phillies and the clubhouse and some of the things that may or may not be going on, and Paul certainly had his way of explaining it. I guess the question being for us is spring training 2 weeks away or less, right. Pitchers and catchers and, Phillies baseball. What do we do? Do we just, pick up where we left off versus the Dodgers and run with this for 162 games and see where we're at and how well we did or didn't do? I mean, there's so many question marks.
Yes, there is. There is a ton of question marks, and hopefully a lot of them are going to be positive ones. Seeing Justin Crawford coming up and playing, and hope which will be good. Hopefully, is what we're hoping, and the same thing with Andrew Painter. We've been waiting for him, before his injury coming up for a couple of years now. And so, yeah, I hope that all those things pan out so that, we're looking at a better outcome, than we had last year. But And then the same thing with Alec Bohm and Bryson Stott to take that next step as well.
Well, they can't. They got to be better, right, John? I mean, they can't be any worse, can they?
I hope not. I mean, I guess with Alec Bohm, you just got to worry about the pressure getting to him being in the contract year. To try to force things too much, and with Bryson Stott, who knows how that elbow is, because I mean, every time he struggles, they blame it on his elbow. So whether that's the actual answer or not, we'll find out. But we just need that extra boost out of those guys.
Yeah, you need them to. You need them to be better. You need them to be. You need them to be good. They need to. They need to own up to being a starter. On a Major League Baseball team. I mean,
right.
Not many guys get this opportunity.
Right. Exactly. They basically told you that they. Making Bryson Stott last year into a platoon player with Sosa for most of the year. And, the year before they benched Bohm in the playoffs because of his attitude. And so, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, Brandon Marsh, for him to get his, chance out there for the most part with Otto Kemp, which they have high hopes on Otto Kemp, and he played well when he was given the chance last year. So hopefully he can show that he deserves to be up there.
I was reading another article this afternoon that JT and Kirkering have already reported to spring training. They're
nice.
They're already down there. So talking about somebody trying to wrap their heads around getting things straight. I'm sure Kirkering is, every time he touches a baseball, he's got to be thinking, twice about throwing it where and how, and it's got to be. That's got to be.
Do you think the first time he takes the mound at Citizens Bank Park, he gets an ovation similar to a Trey Turner situation?
I do.
That'd be cool.
I do, and I hope so. For the fans of Philly, now I don't know how many more chances you're going to get after that,
Right. But I mean, for him to make sort of a pivotal mistake again, that's unlikely. For him to not have a good outing, sure, I get that.
Right. Yeah. No, I think Philly fans will support him 100%. Yeah. I do.
He's definitely a quality person, outside of being a player, a quality person that, a lot of people.
Yeah, it's not like he did it, because he wanted to.
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And to be all, I don't know how much, in that situation, it's tough, because that runner on third base was the game. So, it turned out bad. We saw how it turned out there, but I don't know that he had a real good grip by the way he threw the ball home.
No, positive.
So yeah, but it could have been just as bad going the other way. Going to first base and throwing it even worse, which would have been a longer throw. Throwing a potato basically over there to him and with the palm ball and stuff. So just because he threw it home wasn't the reason why. We lost because or to say just throw it to first base and everything would have been fine. But
sure.
It still was just a situation that was just unfortunate that when it came back to him, it was probably not hit as hard as he thought it was going to be, and it caught him off guard and he didn't catch it cleanly, and that was the end of it. Right there once that happened.
I was a little slow with the right click on the comments, and Matthew Peterson had made a comment about the string band show of shows, and myself as a family, we were big supporters of the show of shows at the convention center back in the day. We either had family or new people, so it was a good time, and he's bringing up the point, maybe this is a window for that to return somehow. So sorry I missed that, Matt, but good observation there. So we got to sneak in any Mummer talk we can whenever we can. So
yeah,
but we'll pay tribute to our man Tommy, who was he was the mummer who dressed up when we had Jason Kelsey and came in full costume to the store.
Yes.
So we'll send some heavenly love to Tommy. I think he was with, if I'm not mistaken, I think he may have been with Woodland String Band.
Yes, you're correct. Yep.
Yeah. So, and
that's how we are connected with them.
100%. There you go. Took me a minute to figure that all out. Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So, and that's who we've had the past couple of years out to the store for our customer appreciation day. So, but anyway, back to the Phillies. I think with like I said, spring training, is coming fast this year. And I don't know what you guys think. I was hoping Anthony was going to be able to make it tonight so we could pick his brain a little bit about, the World Baseball Classic and all the guys that, that are kind of like going away, for what's amount to 3 weeks, I think it is, during spring training for their camp and their games and whatnot. Man, I just, the Phillies, who are as thin as they are already at some positions, and then to lose some of your big players to go play for your country. Most recently, I think I saw Christopher Sanchez signed up to go play for his country.
Yep, Dominican.
You only have so many bullets in that arm, you know what I mean? And to see you out there.
Well, is it really any different than the NHL basically pausing for 3 weeks while so many of their players go off to play in the Olympics?
That's another great observation and a situation where, you got the guys going one direction to go play for their country, and then the other guys, go on vacation for almost a month. You know what I mean? And, it's crazy that the sports allow this to happen. In the middle.
I don't know. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity for some of these guys. I was looking at the list of guys who are representing Team USA in the Olympics for hockey, and only 2 have been to the Olympics before that are on that list. So for some of these guys, this is a once in a lifetime. So I think it's kind of cool the way it's accommodated. There's no all-star game this year for the NHL because of this pause. But you wonder what sort of momentum you lose if, knowing the Flyers, they'll start to get hot, and then February 5th will come around and it'll end and all the momentum will stop, and they don't pick it back up till the end of February.
Yeah.
So you worry about, that time away because they won't be practicing. the guys who are still here, they, I'm sure they will, but as a team, as a unit, you lose some of that. So I don't know. And then the World Baseball Classic is their version of the Olympics, because if I'm not mistaken, there's not a summer baseball Olympics anymore. And the problem that I see is, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't Kyle Schwarber have a pretty terrible season the year he played in the World Baseball Classic?
I think it was more. I think you're thinking it was more Trey Turner because he had the big.
Okay, maybe it was. I just remember there being like a player who seemed to really kind of not put it all together.
It took him a while to get going.
Yeah.
Trey Turner was real hot. He carried Team USA in there with hitting all the home runs, and that was his first year here in Philadelphia as well. And everybody's like, "Oh, this, Captain USA is coming to Philadelphia." And
Anthony, do you have any thoughts on the World Baseball Classic? Do you think it's a bad idea that they do it right during spring training?
I don't think they care if it's during spring training. They want the world to see baseball, which I think is good. It's not good for people going, but
they want the world to see baseball. So he doesn't think there's anything wrong with that.
Well, that's a great, Yeah, that's a great
There's really no other time to do it.
analogy. I mean, because you are opening up to the whole world.
Well, Miami is just one of the cities hosting it. There's
Right.
3 others, so
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, I'm looking at it as a Phillies fan, and all your guys,
Yeah.
your Harpers, your Schwarbers, your Turners. Who else am I missing?
Nola's going as well, and
Nola's going to be going. I'm like, man, I need to save my guys for the season. That could be those 5 games that I need in September.
Right.
That's all. I'm just being selfish. That's all.
Well, I see what you can see it that way, but it also gets them going a little bit sooner.
Probably.
Probably. And let's face it, in spring training games, those guys aren't playing much in this actual spring training games.
You guys make interesting points. I'm just being selfish.
Well, I mean, it definitely doesn't help for those that are traveling to spring training and enjoy it. Could you imagine if you haven't really done your research as far as what the World Baseball Classic is? Parents for the weekend bring their kids down. Kid loves Bryce Harper, and he's not there.
Yeah.
And you don't know that there's this other thing going on, which is 4 hours away. And, all the games for the most part are at 8:00 at night. So you're not exactly driving there and driving back. You're now staying in Miami. But yeah, I mean, there's pros and cons to all of it. But, like Anthony said, it only happens once every 4 years.
Yeah. Right. There's the pros and cons. I totally get it. I totally get it. And nobody's I love the Winter Olympics. They open up in like next week. You know what I mean? I just love the Winter Olympics, and I just think it's fun. Seeing all these winter sports that you normally don't see. Sure. Competitively and whatnot. So, it's you got to look at the big picture. The big
it is interesting though, because the reason that the World Baseball Classic exists is because Major League Baseball did decide that they weren't going to pause their season in the middle of the Summer Olympics to send guys.
Right.
So that's why, meanwhile, on the opposite side of it, hockey has no problem with it. So, it's sort of like that 6 in one, half a dozen in the other situation.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. For sure. Yeah.
As long as the guys, all come back healthy, that's the main thing.
Well, that's at the end of the day, that's the perfect world.
Because what was it? The Mets lost Edwin Diaz that one year. Just celebrate.
They lost him for the season.
Right.
You know what I mean? Lost him for the season.
But that was a freak thing when he jumped up or whatever.
Well, yeah.
But ideally, if everything stays okay, then it's not a problem. You just hope that, I get the feel for Harper wanting to go play there, but a guy like him.
When's the last time he played in it, John? That goes back a few years, right?
Yeah, well, he did that his rookie year with the Nationals.
I was thinking the same. Yeah.
And I don't even know because I know there's a lot of like Team USA's, but I don't know is that in the World Baseball? Like I don't even know if it was like a World Baseball Classic.
Yeah, because I think that was a younger division, if I'm not mistaken.
Exactly. That's what. Because he was so young when he came up. So yeah, I don't.
Yeah, that was that 18U or something, or maybe somebody on with us tonight might have some input on that as well.
Yeah, I don't know that he actually ever played for Team. This type of Team USA.
Yeah.
And it's all great. Like Anthony said, you get to show off baseball to the world, and
you look at it from a merchandising standpoint. You got all the you got all the T-shirts and jerseys and all the all the stuff that can be put on some placard of some sort and sold.
Just look out how much it helped with Trey Turner. Hit the last time they did it. When he first came here to Philadelphia, how he hitting all those home runs, it was just like crazy, like the amount of stuff that was going on.
Yeah. All right.
But yeah, I think it's fine, but it's just the like you said, it doesn't build it. I mean, the only thing I would say is, like, I'm glad JT's not doing it again this time, because I think it's better for a catcher to be there with the rest of the staff. Especially a younger staff that, like an Andrew Painter. Not, I mean, I'm sure he's caught him enough times, but to get going, since this is really going to be a year that Andrew Painter is going to be
sure,
full time with this team, instead of going to AAA or Reading type of thing. So all right,
we can certainly move on. We can talk some Flyers talk, because we sign off tonight, and the Flyers come on TV at 7:30, I believe it is, against Columbus. I'm sorry, 31. I got my co-producer told me 31 minutes. So
that's because on TNT there's a countdown in the top.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she's spot on. She's.
But you get Dan Vladar back tonight.
We get Dan Vladar back tonight, which is exciting. And you know what? Sam Ersson played out of his played out of his mind the other night in Vegas. Not in
Colorado.
Vegas, in Colorado,
yeah,
to win that hockey game. And man, I thought, carry that momentum for however long you can, and then then they come back and crap out, and I got so high, and it was like they took me on a hot air balloon and just said, okay, you're out of the basket. See ya.
Cut the bottom out off of it.
Yeah, I was just so excited for him. I was so excited for the team, and I thought, man, what a way to flip this thing and put a winning streak together. And then you come home and you get spanked 4-0, and you looked absolutely like not even close to the same team.
No, but that happens though after a road trip that you come home.
Yeah.
That first game back is always a tough one.
Yeah, the inconsistencies of there's still a very young team at the end of the day.
Right.
There's not that many veterans on this team. And Tocchet tries to protect them all as much as he possibly can, but it's good to get the starting goalie back. I hope he's healthy and can stay healthy, and they can make a run here for, I don't know how many games they got left, 3 or 4 before the break. And
Vladar's going out with the Czech Republic to play.
Yeah, is that official?
Yeah,
he's on the team. I don't know what his extent of playing will be, but he is on the team. Yes.
Yeah.
With the injury now, it might change things up a little bit, but
good luck to. I know there's a few Flyers, right, that have have.
I think there's 3 of them, right? With Sanheim.
Is that what it is?
Sanheim is Canada, right?
Canada, and then one of them, Albies. Is it Albies or I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right.
None of them are Team USA.
No. Mm-mm. He made the team, but he wasn't able to play because he just got hurt recently.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I knew you're talking about ADUL.
Yeah,
his last name ADUL.
Yeah,
how do you pronounce that?
Yeah. So yeah, he was had to be scratched from the team, but
okay.
Then, Vladar, Sanheim, and there's one other one I believe. But yeah, like I said, it's good, good for those guys to get out there and show what they can do, and being young guys, Sanheim's, a good, young guy, and he played well with them last time with Canada, that he was there with them. So they gave him a lot of minutes.
Hey, while we're kind of like off script a little bit here, I got a text message earlier in the day from from Nick Graft about the Philly Car Show is coming to town. I think that opens up, I want to say, next week as well.
Oh, wow.
And Lauren, you would appreciate this. Your boy Dickie Knowles and Milt Thompson are going to be down there hosting one of the nights. Mm-hmm. And then I guess the big attraction is like 10 of the former Broad Street Bullies are going to be there as well.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Nice for them to get a little action. They always seem forgotten sometimes.
Yeah. No. So shout out to Nick. Nick was looking for 2023 draft pucks, I believe it was. And he sent me the rest of the message. So I know Nick is a contributor to the show every now and again, but thank you for the information, and I passed it along. So Philly Car Show, I know I don't know that I've ever been to. I've been to other car shows in Philly, but I don't know that I've ever been to that one.
You're not missing anything.
I had a funny feeling you were going to say that.
Sorry. I mean, if you enjoy it, like, who's ever watching, that's fine. But it's a lot of current vehicles. Right. So if you're in the market for a new car, that's a great place to go because you can see everything in one spot. But, there are some cool ones. There are some prop cars from different movies and stuff like Back to the Future and Dumb and Dumber, things like that. There's some cool cars there. But as far as like vintage antique cars, Dad, that you'd be into, there's maybe like 15, 20 on display, but that's it. And it's really crowded. It's really crowded. Yeah. Unless you go on like a Monday morning, it's like impossible to get to anything.
Right.
Yeah. It's very, very crowded. I mean, it's huge, but I wouldn't put that on your list.
Not on my bucket list. Okay. Check that one off.
Yeah.
All right.
John, have you never been? That surprises me that the boys wouldn't have drug you to that.
No, we haven't. I think I've gone once before, like when I was young. I believe we've gone. But no, it's not. I'm not really a car person. I don't know if I have a bad engine or a flat tire or whatever it might be. So
yeah, it's definitely not the place to go if you don't enjoy. If you enjoy walking and you enjoy crowds and you enjoy a ton of kids getting into cars, pretending they're driving,
right?
That's the place for you to go.
Right.
If you don't, I would avoid it. I've been to plenty of them. They even do a black tie tailgate Friday night before it opens. If you're fortunate enough to be able to afford the tickets to that, that's a really cool event to go to. I went one time. I don't even remember how the tickets. Dad, I want to say your friend AJ had like extra tickets at that time, maybe, and passed them my way.
Yep, it was cool. AJ. Yep, AJ
that
Williams.
Was cool because there was 500 people there versus 500,000. So that was a cool event, and the money gets raised for CHOP. So that was cool. Nice. But yeah, I mean, I see that come across. Things to do in Philly this month, and it seems cool in theory. But we'd go on a Saturday, and Anthony would be miserable. So.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Stinger, thanks for joining.
Philly Auto Show was going to be a potential sponsor. Let me know, and
I don't
retract everything I said.
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, they're not on my list.
All right.
As much as I'd love to have them, and come one, come all. Love to give away some free tickets. So, if there's a car dealership out there that wants us to give out some free tickets, hey, here we are.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So moving, there's probably I don't know who's the hottest team in Philadelphia right now, Lauren.
Well, I mean, I keep hearing the Sixers. I keep hearing how great Embiid's doing. Now we're talking about the playoffs. But on Monday night or Monday afternoon, I saw them they were losing at one point by 50 to Charlotte.
Right.
So I'm confused. I mean, okay, if everyone's saying it, I guess. But yeah, right now I guess I would say the Sixers.
Yeah, it's funny because Embiid and Paul George didn't play Monday on that quick trip to Charlotte, and yeah, they got spanked. But overall, I think you have to be impressed with the way Embiid has come back from injury, and Paul George has come back from injury. And what did I just see again today? Today was a busy day. Maxey and VJ Edgecombe are on the cover of Slam magazine.
Yeah.
Two of the hottest young players in basketball today. Both are going to be, well, the one's going to be in the All-Star game, and then VJ's going to be in the rookie.
The futures game.
The futures game. So I mean, I just think, man, if I know we've hammered Embiid and we've beat the crap out of him, and he's deserved every bit of it. But man, just imagine if he can stay healthy. I mean, I think he dunked the ball twice the other night in the Milwaukee game, and they were saying he hasn't dunked the ball in years.
Yep, that was, he doubled his dunks for the year in that game.
So I'm like, man, if we can rally behind the Sixers, and you said Saturday they've got their 2001 reunion game.
Yep.
How exciting can this season be? I mean, they're right there, to make the playoffs. And boy, if they can stay healthy and stay on top of their game, they got a couple of bench players that came out of nowhere. Help me out, John. What's the Barlow?
Barlow's been playing well, and who's the other one? Bone has been playing well this year.
Getting some serious bench minutes and contributing. They look like a completely different team.
They do, but even, as well as they're doing, they're still they're on that teeter-totter between a play-in team and an actual playoff team.
No, I hear you. No,
I mean, it's good. And when Embiid's had a great month this month, who knows? He actually may even be player of the month, in the NBA, because he's been, averaging close to 30 points, a night. Had a triple double in one of the games and been doing a lot. We've seen this, every year, and it comes down to, is he going to be healthy at the playoff time? And that's we don't question, like, his talent's there. We know he's got the talent, and it's just that, is he the team player when it comes to the playoffs, and then is he even healthy at the time for the playoffs to make a difference? And
it's exciting to be talking about him in a positive.
Oh yeah,
in a positive sense. Like right now, because normally we're bashing him. Normally we're, I mean, he's still spending too much time on the floor. I just don't remember a big man, being on the floor as much as him.
Yeah, he spends too much time not under the basket for as big as he is, but I don't think he's ever going to not be out there.
Right.
He's the biggest guy on the court, and he's at the 3-point line.
Yeah. But he can drain them. He can drain them with the best of them.
Yeah, and like you said, it's really been exciting because of VJ and Maxey this year.
Oh, undoubtedly. And every now and again you sprinkle in, the Jared McCain kid, the number 1 pick from 2 years ago. I still have I think he can be a player. I really do. I just I kind of think they might be dangling him out there as trade bait.
Well, yeah, he probably will be because of VJ and them, and Kelly Oubre's been playing well.
Oubre's been playing very well. Yeah,
it's like they have a lot of good players. Quentin Grimes has been okay. He's showing a little bit, that he's more of a bench player right at the moment. Where he was real hot last year when nobody was playing, and he stepped up for us.
Well, they had nothing to play for either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
And so yeah, it's good to see, and having Paul George and Embiid come out there takes the pressure off of Maxey a little bit, that he's not having to do it every night, especially when they're not there. And it was you could see he only had 6 points, I think it was, in Charlotte. He was a little bit worn out himself, I think.
Yeah, well, that was one of them screwy kind of games. It was supposed to be a night game turned into a game. You know what I mean? Half the team traveled. You know what I mean? So we'll scrub that one out of the.
That one doesn't count. And I mean, Doc Rivers. I don't know. Did you hear Doc Rivers said? I don't know if he's just doing it because he's here in Philadelphia, but he said that Embiid's the best talented player that he's ever coached.
Yeah.
And he's coached a lot of good players. And
we'll see. Yeah,
he said it to a really, really, really Hall of Fame player, whatever that meant.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, hey, we still got plenty of time to rally behind them and see if they can't sneak into the playoffs and make some noise. So
yes,
we'll see. We'll see. All right. I guess we saved the best for last. I guess
John's rants has to be about the Eagles, right? It has to be. Is it because they haven't found an offensive coordinator yet? No one wants to come here. Is that?
I purposely stayed away from all of that, so that I didn't.
I know he's waiting until 7:22 here right at the moment. He was talking. I was waiting for him to talk about picking the apple seeds or something, as a topic before we actually got to talk Eagles. Because
no, yeah, right.
But yeah, it's
there's Sticks sending some warm air up from Clearwater. Well, it wasn't very warm this morning down in Clearwater.
That's right.
I saw those temps come up out of Clearwater, and man, did it wasn't as chilly as it is here, but it was downright chilly down there.
That's right.
But thanks for joining us, Stick. Johnny, I don't want to. Without further ado, I don't want to ruin anything. I don't know if you have breaking news. I don't know if you got an announcement to make. I'll just flip it over to you, and you can handle it however you want.
All right. Well, the breaking news is we still don't have anybody that wants to come here. And so,
I knew it. I knew it.
Oh yeah.
I knew that's what he was going to say.
Yeah, it's definitely the rant. We're finally seeing, and like we talked about it too. So it's just not a Philadelphia thing, because nobody wants to go be the OC in Baltimore either with Lamar Jackson. But I really think that a lot of this is coming down to Jalen Hurts and not being able to be coachable. That guys will want to come here because they have to do what Jalen Hurts wants to do and a very limited script of things. And these guys don't want to have to put their necks out on the line and be, based off of that. And you would think, everybody would want to be knocking down the door to be coming here to Philadelphia with this, offensive talent that we do have here. And my only nightmare scenario is that we get rid of AJ Brown and we find out that we really should have kept AJ Brown and gotten rid of either Jalen Hurts or Nick Sirianni, or maybe even both, because I think that's really what's holding this team back from its greatness. As we saw this year, it was the offensive line was hurt. I will give kudos to that or respect to that the offensive line was hurt. But Jalen, we've gone over it for 5 years now, and the offense is still the same situation. The bottom third of passing You know, we were fortunate last year that we had Barkley and a healthy offensive line to be able to go and win us a Super Bowl.
Are you taking questions?
Sure thing.
Wow.
Give it to me. Fire them at me.
Oh boy.
I just, I didn't know if this was an official, press conference and you were going to take questions or you were just going to slam the mic down and walk off.
No, I won't do a mic drop.
If you had your choice of one offensive coordinator, one, and the book is wide open.
Oh yeah.
Who would it be?
Like of anybody available or just anybody
Yes.
in general? Anybody
Well,
available?
no, anybody that would have been available. And then, the
Go
follow-up
on, start.
to that question is, the names that, have been available to me, and I'm the furthest thing from a offensive coordinating guru. I mean, I think it's a very short list.
Yeah. I think it's very hard to answer that question without like we've argued, this past week that we don't as much as we think we know, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Without knowing how much Jalen Hurts is or isn't hurting these coordinators for being able to do what open up an offense. And maybe that's why A.J. Brown's complaining like he is, because he is holding everything back. Yes, we were winning games. I get that, and everything. We won the Super Bowl last year. So the team has its advantages, and Jalen has his pluses as well. But it's just without knowing, because you can't say, oh, give me Mike McDaniels, because Mike McDaniel won't. Jalen Hurts won't do what McDaniel wants to do, and see what he can do. Just like we had Kellen Moore last year, and Kellen Moore had to turn into an offense that he's never ran before. Basically, he came back to what Nick Sirianni and Jalen's been running for the past 4 years before that. Because he went to New Orleans this year, and his offense looked more like what the Dallas offense looked like, passing and motion and different things. So it's not like I could say, oh yeah, go get the best coordinator, because the best coordinators aren't going to be able to do what's creative, what makes them the best coordinators, and have that creative ability. Like you couldn't bring who just went to the Bears, Ben Johnson. Like Ben Johnson, when Jalen Hurts wouldn't be able to do half the stuff that.
That's an interesting comment, because I mean Talib Williams was drafted as a number one quarterback and
Right.
looked like it was the biggest mistake the Bears had ever made.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you bring in a head coach that has, and I'll use the word stability,
Right.
And is able to coach. And he's a young player. He's not a 5-year quarterback. He's still a second-year player, and turned his career around.
Yeah, he matured a lot this year.
So I don't know. I just think all these coordinators that we've gone through, and I don't know, what is it, 4 or 5, can they all be that bad? Is all this on Jalen's shoulders? Like, is all these mistakes and all these, check downs and check offs and I mean, I really want to scrub last season, because, you had so many areas that, the offensive line being a total breakdown. I mean, if you didn't have an injured player and, a second or third year player filling in, Barkley didn't have the best year, of his career. I mean, there was so many areas of improvement. And I don't think Kevin Batula, I don't think he ever got off the ground. I don't think that, that offensive coordinator position I don't think they ever gave him the area to build these guys. They were bouncing, from what I could see from the outside. I mean, they were bouncing all over the place. They wanted to run the ball. They didn't want to run the ball. They want to throw the ball. AJ needs to get the ball more. So, I want to scrub the whole season. I want to find, there has to be one guy. There has to be a coordinator out there. I have no idea who it is. There has to be a guy, that wants to come here, and come here to Philly. I mean, that's a talented group of offensive players, with or without AJ Brown. I mean, they've got some talented players that would want to come here and coach this team.
Well, no, I completely agree. I mean, we're not sure what's going to happen with Lane Johnson for one. Dallas Goedert's another one, not let alone with AJ Brown. But I mean, you had to kind of give you an answer. Why don't these guys want to come? Well, Brian Daboll was with the Giants, and before the first game against the Giants, he's like, yeah, there's a lot of guys wide open in that offense. They're kind of sticking up for Kevin Patullo and throwing a little bit of shade at Jalen Hurts, and then they beat him. They beat us that first game, pretty handily. And Brian Daboll had worked with Jalen Hurts in Alabama.
But wasn't that a grudge match? Wasn't there?
Because he was benched. Jalen benched him, or right. Jalen was benched by Daboll.
No. I'm talking about as a Giants coach the year before or something, because they knocked them out of the playoffs.
Well, they did that too, yeah.
So there was there was a little bit of bad blood there. But let's not dwell on this, because I don't know, what are we almost 3 weeks in and we still don't have the offensive coordinator?
Yeah, 2+ weeks, yeah.
But again, you mentioned it, right? Nobody wants to go down to Baltimore. You know what I mean? With Lamar Jackson. I mean, all these quarterbacks, I mean, they're all divas. Every one of them. You know what I mean?
No,
they all fit into that same tall glass. You know what I mean? And they all want to be the MVP, and
Yeah, no, it's just it's just interesting that guys are passing up and going to go work with lesser talented quarterbacks.
Well,
and like you said, if you want a head coaching job, if that's where your thing is, well, Philadelphia, you would think would be the spot, because we've shown that you've gotten two of the 4 years in the past 4 years, the coordinators have gone on and become head coaches because of having good seasons.
Yep. All right. I mean,
just,
I don't want to cut you off, because there's always next week, and we'll have an offensive coordinator by then. But I want to give Lauren her. I mean, she's worked hard, and
I have.
She's absolutely. You bring credibility to the show. Now, you don't think John and I have any credibility, do you? I mean, come on, seriously.
All right.
Thanks.
That's a lot of pressure.
No pressure.
Everybody said we only listen for Lauren, so
definitely. Yeah. For sure. Philly sports loves when a woman is part of a sports conversation. So
hey, trust me, a lot of respect.
Yep.
A lot of respect in the room.
All right, so you guys ready?
Yes.
This is a good one. I'm actually pretty proud of myself for this one. I'm not going to lie. All right. If you had to pick a current Philadelphia player that would do well playing another sport, who would it be? Take a current Philadelphia athlete from the team they're currently on. So I'll give you an example. AJ Brown would do great at playing hockey. Brandon Graham would do great at playing whatever. Is there a current Philadelphia athlete that you would take from the team they're currently on and think they would do well on another team, on another Philadelphia team?
Well, two pop into my head right away while you're thinking about it, Carl. You had mentioned it with one of them, AJ Brown, and not for the hockey, but for baseball.
For baseball, right?
He
was drafted by the Padres, right?
Right. Yeah, I'm highly drafted with the Padres.
Yeah, it was like I think he was like a 5th or 6th round pick.
I was going to say exactly. And second would be Joel Embiid with the Union.
Wow.
Because
that's who?
With the Union, soccer.
For soccer, right?
Because I think that's what
he can barely run up and down the basketball court.
Well, that's what he was prior to it. Yeah. He was a soccer player.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I agree that. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm not talking right. You know, if you're saying for right now to do it, yeah, he may not be able to do it, but that was his sport.
Okay.
Prior to basketball.
Okay.
And supposedly he was pretty good at it. You know, I don't know. You know.
Everybody else translate.
That's a great question. I have one, but it's a little bit. You may disqualify it, but I'll throw it out there anyway.
Right.
Jake Elliott as a place kicker for the Eagles.
Okay.
I understand he's a pretty good golfer.
Okay.
Yes. No,
I understand he's a pretty good golfer, and I think he's taking a few dollars on the course.
Okay.
So,
I like Matthew Peterson's answer. Sosa as a tight end or a return specialist. I like that. So mine is Jordan Mailata as a baseball player.
Wow.
I'd love to see his power, kind of like Kyle Schwarber, but he's got so much power just built up in his legs from being a rugby player for so long. I'd love to see how that translates at the plate.
Yeah, that's a good one. Not that this has anything at all to do with this, but speaking of Kyle Schwarber, it was great to see Kyle at the national championship game, with his Indiana Hoosiers. He was out there as a captain. I thought that was awesome to see.
Yeah.
I thought that was great to see. Not that has anything to do with your question, but just throwing that out there.
Okay.
But great question. I'm sure you'll follow that up tomorrow, and whoever wasn't live with us tonight, we'll get some. You usually get some really good input the following day. So
yeah, I think John normally puts that question up. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. That's a good one. Yeah, got that. And then who else? Who else could be? I'm not sure if there's anybody else that.
Well, you're talking like two-way player, right? You're talking Deion Sanders. You're talking.
Right.
Well, it doesn't have to be somebody that's tied to another sport. It doesn't have to be like a Michael Jordan situation where he went to play baseball and he's a basketball player too.
Right.
Just somebody that you think might be able to translate from the sport they play now to another sport. I think
how about Jason Kelce? I mean, could you see him playing another sport?
Hockey.
Well, so that's honestly, I think, the hardest one to translate to because, if you, first of all, you have to know how to skate, but that was my hardest one, was coming up with a guy that I think could go from whatever position or whatever team they play for to them playing hockey.
Well, Jason was a hockey guy, so growing up in
both him
Cincinnati.
and his brother both played hockey in Ohio. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't really seem like the kind of guy that would do well in the NHL. That seems, I think that sport's a little, I don't know. He doesn't seem very, I feel like he would be a little rough. I don't know that.
Oh, he definitely, he's talked about that where he was definitely a rough.
He'd be in the penalty box an awful lot.
And not even because he meant to. I just don't see him very graceful. He flies the guy into the boards by mistake. Just doesn't know how to stop correctly. Just that sort of thing. But
Cooper DeJean, I think, is another one that you could probably can. Sue likes that one, I'm sure.
Is that what noise she made? Is that what
I think?
The Flyers are down 1-0 already.
Cooper DeJean, I think, could play just about any of the sports. Because they had that one video where he got a pass from somebody and was dunking it in a off-season practice or whatever.
Sure.
So yeah, I think he's a guy that would be able to
All right.
to play a lot as well.
All right.
So,
Great question as usual, Lauren. It was well done.
Thank you.
Well done. Johnny, your rant as usual is spot on. We'll we'll get smoke out of South Philly one of these days that an offensive coordinator has been selected.
Right. Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
We shall see. So
Out of that
All right.
NovaCare Center.
what's that?
Out of the NovaCare Center. Get that smoke blowing.
Yeah. If you see smoke,
It's got to be white smoke, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Got to be white smoke. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. So since you mentioned it, my mom she sent me a text the other day for some Super Bowl trivia, and so she said Super Bowl 2000 when it was 2006, 2014, and 2025. What did they have in common?
6, 14, and 25.
This year. One was the team was the Seahawks. We were in all those Super Bowls, but then the other one, the following along with your joke was the Pope. A new Pope was elected each of those years.
Wow.
Okay.
Of course, I had to get that. I didn't get that one. I got the Seahawks question, but me being the good Catholic boy that I was, I didn't remember that one.
I wouldn't have remembered that either.
But yeah, so when you had said about the smoke, we had to tie that together.
Who was the not that this has anything to do with that, but who was the quarterback of the Seahawks back in the day? Back when I was like a kid. Pretty. Yeah, it was a long time ago.
I could hear her clear as day on that one.
Yeah. She's. I've thought about moving. My laptop into the other room, but
Must be feeling good.
sometimes I enjoy her background noise. So, who was? Oh gosh. Because I've got an old picture with me and my dad and my grandfather, and I've got this stupid Seahawks jersey on.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Not Largent. No, he was a quarterback. God, it's on the tip of my tongue. And I'm sure.
How old were you, man?
Oh, probably 10, 12 years old back then. So,
wow.
Yeah.
You said wow like it was the 18th century.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I was trying to keep my mouth quiet. That I was going to say, were the Seahawks even a team back then?
Yeah, they were.
60 years ago.
Yeah, it's.
What is it?
Jim Zorn.
Zorn.
Yep, Jim Zorn. Yep.
There you go.
I got my own little commentary tonight.
There you go. Yeah, see, it's good to have backup. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Some you can appreciate and some you can't.
Uh-huh. Sometimes you have
All
to
right.
Not.
Great show.
Yes.
Great show. Thank you. We're right back at it. Hopefully things warm up a little bit in the next week or so. Because man, I don't know about you guys, but man, my heater won't shut off.
Yeah. And as you're talking about that, where's January gone? As you're talking about.
Well, I mean, from my own personal, self, I want to tear January off the calendar. You know what I mean? I just want to tear the whole month off. So,
oh yeah,
You'll be able to do that Saturday.
There you go.
Right. There you go.
But all right, guys, have a great rest of your night.
You as well.
What do you got on board, Lauren? Masked Singer. Let me guess.
Mass singer, but I also have to eat because we didn't eat dinner yet.
There you go. I'll let you go eat, Johnny. You're home. So
Yep.
Have a great rest of your night. Have a great day off tomorrow.
Yep.
We'll hold the store down. And guys, everybody who joined us tonight, thank you. Stay warm down there in Florida, Mr. Stinger. Cover up those plants. And those little critters too. I hear they're falling out of the trees.
Wow.
What are they called? Those little
Like a gecko or an iguana?
yeah, the little
Iguana.
geckos. Yeah.
Yeah, the little iguanas.
Yeah, they don't
Emily
like the
must
cold.
love that.
They don't like the cold.
Yeah, they're not dead. They just pop.
Yeah, they
pop.
I think she would prefer them to be dead if they're going to fall on her.
Well, if it falls and then she goes over to and it comes alive, she'll be.
She's not going over to it. I can
No.
assure you of that.
Henry, go get it. Oh yeah. So.
Oh, there she is. There she is.
I
Right there.
knew if she was on, that would get a reaction out of her. If she was
There you go. There you go.
Perfect.
All right.
All right.
Well, again, thanks everybody. Happy January. We'll regroup in next Wednesday, and it'll be what, February 3rd, I believe.
Third or fourth.
Yeah,
Jim.
something like that. Hopefully it warms up a little bit.
There you
Have a
go.
great rest of your night. Be safe out there, and we'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good.
Thank you.